Hey YouTube, what's going on? Cheeseboy628 here today giving you... Are we in week 7? We're in week 7 of NPL Season 8. I'm, of course, Cheeseboy628, coach of the Phoenix Sunkern. Who are we battling this week? Well, I'll tell you, it's a mixture of teams. This was originally Aberforth, which I believe his team was the Newcastle Umbreon. Then Riz took over briefly, and he's the Phoenix Sunkern, and that's who I am facing, despite the name currently saying Iron Flash Gaming of the Detroit Butterfrees. And yeah, it's been very confusing for some reason. This series of this team has just been fluctuating a lot. But yeah, basically the story is Aberforth took a leave of absence for whatever reason. Riz took over, wasn't feeling it after a little bit, so his last battle, I think he's had 2 or 3 battles as the Phoenix Sunkern for this season. But ultimately, yeah, this is his last battle versus in NPL Season 8. Just stressing him out a little bit. I get it, you know, IRL stuff, 100%. But let's talk about our team. Crazy team here. People as mocking are like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. But man, I'm ready to bring this fresh heat. So we got Calm Mind Jirachi. To be honest, it's been a minute since I've built this team too, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but at the same time, we'll just hope that we can, you know, finish against Riz nice and strong. Looking at his team, this is the kind of coverage that is able to handle his whole team, so I was pretty stoked about that actually. We got Scarf Bulu, just enough speed to outspeed something. I'm trying to think what it was that I wanted to outspeed ultimately, but probably Scarf Ape. Or no, not Scarf Ape, but enough to outspeed Ape and Latios, for sure, Mega Latios, so there's that. Maybe even Jolly Cheetar, probably not, but anyway, maybe, guess we'll see. But yeah, then we got Physical, Swords Dance, Tentacruel. I wanted some kind of spinner or like hazard remover, and we'll get to that, but ultimately I was like, you know what, let's just make Tenta full on physical attacking, so we'll see how that goes for me. My idea is to barely outspeed something. Maybe on Mega, like if it's Tinted Lens, I think that was the goal. It's also going to be good against Tapu Fini, but I mean, if I had Sludge Wave, it would have been just as good. Nonetheless, then we got Aaron packed with Gigalith. Dude, I am stoked about this team. Gigalith gets freaking Throat Chop. Like, all of a sudden, I'm in love with Gigalith again. Like, this mon can actually have good coverage now. We got Explosion because we're lit. On that, we got classic Aaron Fear Set. He used to have Mud Slap on that, but that's likely illegal. And the chance to pair with Body Slam could be great. The rest of this, you know, Endeavor plus Shell Bell, that's the idea with this set. We got Stealth Rock because hazards. And then we got Toxic for that residual. But yeah, so there's that. We got Banded Gigalith, which is going to hit like a truck. I'm super stoked about that, so we're going to see how well that works. This Halucha set is quite different. This is to outspeed Latios. He won't see this set coming, so he'll think anything's offensive and I get a free U-turn for momentum. Or, you know, I come in Defog, I got Roost for recovery, and then ultimately I don't have an item, so Acrobatics hits really hard. So that's the team. But yeah, he sent me a challenge, and I guess I took too long that he decided to cancel. So once he sends the challenge again, we'll be ready to go. Or I could just challenge him. So yeah, kind of stoked. Because of course it's versus Riz. This is the second team I'm facing this season that the team is ultimately quitting and needs to be replaced. So what can I say? Sent him the challenge, and he presses accept. Golden. So yeah, let's think about this for a bit. He has a couple of decent leads. People are gonna be like, are you freaking kidding me, you brought Aaron? But I had to. So in terms of good leads, we're talking about Ape and Swampert, which ultimately I don't have a great matchup against on both sides of the spectrum. I can see how Lucha being decent, actually. I'm actually really tempted to lead with it because I just don't have anything else that I feel comfortable with leading with in the beginning. I want Gigalith to have health for a little bit, for sure. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. You know, it's not going to hit super hard, but, you know, especially if he's Rocky Helmet, that could be a huge bummer, but let's hope that's not the case. Yeah, that's ultimately just going to be the best decision all around, I feel. So let's do Hawlucha. As you may remember, we are 2-4 currently. This battle will be huge. It could put me in 4th, maybe 3rd, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going for right now, because we just need to put ourselves in a place where we can be top 4. So that way we can go on from the conference. And yeah, we just want to be nice and strong, finished this season since it was a rough beginning. But I guess we'll just wait on him here until he makes his decision. I wonder if he's... Okay, cool. Perfect timing that I reintroduce here. So here's the thing, like, he 100% could be Scarf. Or he could just try to get up rocks. Because he did lead with this thing, right? So, I'm not sure what he'd want to do turn 1. Because ultimately a Hawlucha staying in on this thing could be spooky. I'm tempted to press Acro turn 1. Let's do it. That did a lot of damage. Holy cow. I was not expecting that at all, actually. So yeah, we are totally free to stay in, because I just want to get off damage on this thing. And then I'm going to go for Acro again after that. We'll see if he roars me. That would suck if he roars me and he ends up taking me into Aaron. That would suck so much. But obviously it would depend on that set. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about, you know, Acroing again, is because, you know, if he does Scald and he ultimately burns me, the idea that I can roost, or not roost, but defog, and ultimately the idea of Hawlucha is I just want to get rid of rocks, weaken his rocker, and that's really all she wrote in terms of that. So, as indeed the plan, I'm not sure if my sets are imported, so I'm going to do that. Import those bad boys. I don't have nicknames because I'm terrible. But what can I do? So Swampert, UU defensive. If that's the case, Acro would do 23 to 27. Did more than that. Did 39. Okay, so this is interesting. Because basically, if I go for Roost right now, he would bring me, after I get back to about 90, he would take me to 60, which would then put him in a position where, he might have to make like a 50-50 kind of thing. That's TBD, I suppose. But yeah, here, I mean, I technically have a couple of options, but I'm just going to Roost. We'll see what he decides to do. That is fine. And ultimately what I get to do here is I get to go for Acro, and then I'm going to defog. I think that's my best play. And I do get the crit. Ooh. Well, that 100% mattered. Not gonna lie, I was almost factoring that in, like that was a legitimate option. But yeah, this brings in the question of what's he doing next. Because the thing is, I want to get rid of these rocks. If there's one thing you should know about me, I hate hazards. So like he's free to Moonblast here. And by free, I mean Tenta seems like such an obvious play, right? And I want these rocks out of here. So I would like to think that because I have such obvious switches, he wouldn't go for Moonblast. You know? It's not like I have an item set up or anything with Hawlucha. I just went for Acro a couple of times. So let's just hope. I'm going to press Defog and we'll see what he does. But yeah, he does decide to Scald. And I don't get burned, which is beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I think my best play here is to go for U-turn. And then I had the choice of Rachi or Tenta. And I think Tenta is ultimately the best play I have. So we'll see what he decides to do. As he goes for Moonblast, even if he gets this attack drop, obviously that does not matter to me. So here, like if I was a normal Tentacruel, it would make sense for him to go to Latios. So I want to Poison Jab quite a bit actually. Could also go to Rachi. Could also go to Gigalith. The rest of his team dies to Aaron. So that's really worth noting actually. Oh my god. That's actually incredible. Aaron actually wins. So let's hope we actually can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Gigalith. Let's see what he decides to do. He goes for Nature's Madness. Interesting. I hope Scald doesn't kill me. That sucks. Ultimately not the best play then, huh? Gigalith, my set versus a Tapu Fini. How much does Scald do? 35 to 42. So 100% should be living this. And does a ton of damage, which is great. Misty Terrain is about to fade, so I don't want to stay in for that. We'll see if he decides the Nature's Madness. I doubt it. Good. And then here we can just press Poison Jab and that kills him off. So that's great. Unfortunately, Gigalith is super low now. So that's not so fun. We've gotten 2 of his Mons out of here, which is nice, but yeah, the idea from here is to have Gigalith come in, die, and then Aaron literally sweeps. Like, I'm stoked, dude. I am so ready. My body is so ready for this. This is actually incredible. Like, this is actually set up to work in a incredible way. And I can press Explode, so he can't even, like, stall me out in this scenario. I mean, if he has Sleep Powder with Roserade, then that could be a bit of a bummer. If he has Sub with something, that could also be a bit of a problem. So here the situation is, you know, Psyshock feels like it's incoming, right? Let's see here. Because I want to go Rachi and then Gigalith. I can't imagine he has any chance of, like, killing me otherwise, right? You know? So I say Gigalith. Let's do that. See what he decides to do. So he decides to Calm Mind, and that is totally fine. So we're going to go Gigalith, as he is going to Shadow Ball, and we bring in the Beast. It's inside. It's inside, my guy. Aaron Cheeseman62 is here to wreak havoc. I'm so ready for this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is going to happen. This is so great. Wow, wow, wow. 100% going to take advantage of this as much as I can. If he doesn't have Sleep Powder on Roserade, it's actually an Aaron sweep. So I am stoked. I mean, unless he is able to like substall. All we know is he has Calm Mind, Shadow Ball. Don't know if he has Roost. Don't know if he has Psychic Stab. Those are two options that I would definitely see as a potential filler. Yeah, no matter what he goes into here, barring Sub or Protect right now, he is dying. So this is lit. He might just be figuring out what he's gonna sack, because I mean, nothing, because I'm level 1, nothing survives after Sandstorm, and unless something has safety goggles, then also there's that. But I guess we'll just wait until he decides. All right, so oh, okay, he has Ayapapa, but like, obviously that doesn't matter necessarily. I mean, here's the thing, he's gonna recycle, but then he's gonna have to use it immediately. So no, I can press Endeavor and we're fine. Yeah, no worries about that. But that was pretty good choice, I'd say, because it does stall at least one turn, but because of Sand and because of Recycle plus Gluttony, okay, so he decides to do that, probably hoping for Burn. Doesn't work out for him, but yeah, so he ends up dying and Aaron gets a kill, my guy. Yeah, so the sitch here is if he doesn't have Sleep Powder, which he theoretically could bluff here, then, you know, that could work out for him. But nonetheless, also thinking Scarf Tapu basically just wins here with the combination of Zen, Headbutt, and Megahorn. Yeah, I wouldn't consider it a tricky situation, but how do you beat this thing? That means he doesn't have Sleep Powder. Like, this is actually so good. Aaron actually won. Oh, he muted. Ah, that's so funny. The fact that Aaron actually is going to get another kill is pretty exciting. Definitely stoked about that. Ultimately, Aaron is otherwise going to die, though. So I got to deal with that, but because considering Sandstorm lasts one more turn after this one, I believe the Sand goes away, and thus it's not actually going to kill based on residual whoever ends up coming in. But nonetheless, we can probably line it up that something's gonna die to Aaron, and then Tapu comes in and finishes with Megahorn. That's the idea, at least. We'll see if he has Sleep Powder. If so, a bummer, but he doesn't, so this thing dies. And we're back to full. He dies. Excellent. Yeah, so from here, I don't know if his Infernape is Scarf or not. If so, I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem, but because I still have Tenta. And we don't know Latios' 2 other moves yet. But I mean, depending, we can put Latios in a position where Megahorn can be in range. But also if he has Dual Stab, no, I mean Dual Stab is pretty good against my team. Hawlucha is fast enough though, that, again, if Latios is just remotely low, which Aaron will definitely be able to do, we'll be able to kill. Also, if he has Dual Stab, Tapu's in a really good position, actually, to just kill it off. You know, instead of, like, Ice Beam or that kind of thing. But if he has Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, then Tenta wins out, actually, so that's fine. TBD, though, basically he's like, why do I want to have 1 HP? Infernape or Latios? And ultimately he chooses Ape. Here's the thing, I still get a kill because he brings me down to 1 and then I get up again. This is fine. He gets the defense drop, so, you know, Endeavor's going to do so much damage after this. LMAO. So yeah, the situation here is just press Body Slam. Aaron is going to kill Infernape with Body Slam. I'm so stoked about this. Oh, that's incredible. That was exciting. That was exciting. From here, I'm really tempted to save Aaron. So we'll do it. Basically. Shadow Ball does a little bit, but I don't get the drop, so that's really nice. And we're going to press Megahorn. Doesn't kill. Comes close. But, yeah, as long as we hit here, I mean, even if he roosts, Megahorn is in range. But, man. Interesting battle against Rizzy Pow. Who hits? LMAO, yeah. I mean, good thing, because one of my mocks, I did miss a Megahorn, but, dude, Aaron became like he literally took half the kills. That was lit. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was exciting. I'm really glad it worked out. So thank you all for watching. We are 3-4. We're back in it, baby, especially after a 5-0 against Rizzy, Pow. Phoenix, Sunkern are definitely better. Thank you all. Like, comment, 7 until later. Peace.